Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So, uh, on a demand of many people of you all, you demanded that we should start a mini series wherein I'll explain all the aspects related to SAP MM. So, the series starts with the topic called organizational structure. Before that, let me tell you the different parts in SAP MM that we will be covering in this playlist. So if I talk about SAP MM, SAP MM itself is a whole vast model. So we are going to cut like cut down it in different parts so that we can cover it up properly. So the first part in SAP MM is the organizational structure. Then comes master data. Then different P2P documents. After that comes the special procurement processes. Then we have the integrations that we are going to understand. So there are different types of integrations above from them. The first one is SAP MM FI integration, which can also be called automatic account determination. Then we come to the next integration, that is SAP MM PP integration, which is MRP, that is materials requirement planning. Then we have the next one wherein we are going to have it as SAP MM SD integration, which is also called SDO, that is stock transport order. Then we have inventory management part, wherein we are going to cover all the types of movement types, be it goods issue, transfer posting, goods receipt. Then we have cancellations of goods receipts and goods issues. Then we have other parts. So we are going to cover them in inventory management. Then we have physical inventory. Now these integrations are there. Then comes the main part, which is release strategy. Then we have pricing procedure. So what we can do is we can take these and mention it before the special procurement processes. Now, why? Because these P2P documents, these need approvals. So these approvals come into picture when we set up release strategy. And the pricing procedure, same. It goes hand in hand. If you don't have pricing procedure, then there is no P2P document that can be legitimate. Okay. So these are the different parts in which we have cut it down short. So now we'll be learning each and every part of this or each and every aspect of SAP MM in this different sections. So today what we are going to cover is the first part, that is organizational structure. Let me highlight it. So now what exactly an organizational structure is. Let us take a small layman example so that it becomes quite easier for you to understand. Now we have a family. So if I am new to a family, like if I'm visiting a family for the first time, if they say that he is the grandfather, he is the grandchild, he is the father, he is the grandfather. He is also the grandfather. How am I going to understand how are these connected with each other? So to do that, what we say is like we have a hierarchy created in that case. So that hierarchy tells us that okay, this person A, let me show you. Person A is the great grandfather. I'll just write GF, okay? Then we have two grandfathers, B and C. Okay, these are the grandfathers. Now these grandfathers got married to grandmothers called D and E, and both of them have a kid. Okay, these two, let me merge it so that it becomes easier. So they have one kid called F, and these two grandfathers have two kids. Okay, G and H, and then for this one kid, this kid got married to someone, and then so on, as in then they have their kids and then their kids. So this becomes a hierarchy. So in the same way, we are going to understand the organizational structure. So when I say organizational structure, the first thing that comes in the mind is who is the HOD, like the as we say the head of the department. So the head of the department is every time a client. Now, suppose we take a client as Tata, okay? So Tata is a client, as in it is company itself, okay? And then it has different entities under it. So it is Tata Steels, Tata Motors, Tata Consultancies, Tata Technologies, and so on. So these are the part called company codes. So let me take you to the screenshot that I have here. So if you see here, we have client, which can be called as Tata. Okay, and then Tata, let's cut it down short to two different company codes, Tata Steel and Tata Motors. Then this Tata Steel has two plants. Okay, one might be in suppose Mumbai, one might be in Pune. In the same way, we say Tata Motors. So suppose Tata Motors first one manufacturing plant is in Mumbai and other is in Nagpur. Okay. After that, what happens is then we again segregate it further, saying we want storage locations. So in the previous basic business process, when I explained you guys, I explained you how are these segregated. So why do we want the storage locations? We need storage locations to store the material, be it raw material or be it finished product or spare part, anything. So for that, we have different storage locations created. So these storage locations will be created. Again, all the plants will have different storage locations. We cannot have one storage location for all the plants because anyways plants are going to be present in different parts of the same city, maybe same state or maybe same country. So we cannot have only single storage location for all of them. Okay, but as far as a small scale industry is considered, they don't have many plants. They have only one plant, and in that they have different storage locations. Okay, and if you see, there is a purchasing organization linked to plant, but also this purchasing organization will be linked to company code. So in ideal cases, what happens is it is only connected to purchasing organizations. But when we go through life scenarios and everything, we have this purchasing organization also connected to company code. Now, why do we have purchasing organization? Now, let us take a layman example. So now you have a like you are into a family. Suppose you are a kid and the only earning person in your house is your dad. So what happens is your dad will be the purchasing organization, as in he will be the one who will be responsible for all the purchases that has to be done or that are done in your family. So he is the purchasing organization. Okay. So tomorrow if you want something, you are going to ask your dad. indirectly, as in you will be asking your mother, and then your mother will be conveying the same to your father, and then when he says yes, then it will be bought for you. Anything you said. Okay, so it is the same way. Now, if you see, there is a purchasing group also given, but if you see, there is no connection between it. Why? Because this is a independent entity. Now, why we have purchasing group and purchasing organization? So the basic difference between purchasing organization and purchasing group is purchasing organization itself says that it might have ample of people in it. But if suppose tomorrow we have a purchase order which was incorrectly created and it was also approved due to some mistakes that happened. So at that time, when I have a PO, I will check the purchasing organization. Then what I'll say, okay, for this plant and this company code, this was the purchasing organization, and for this who all are there in this purchasing organization. Then if there are hundreds of people in one purchasing organization, then it would happen like iski topi uske sir. We say like that, right? So that means that what I'll say, okay, no, 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 I didn't like I didn't create that purchase order. It was someone else. So it was someone else. It will go on and on and on. So for that, what we say, we will filter it out more specifically, saying that we have purchasing group, and it will be like that purchasing group will have the name of the person, the email address, and the contact number. So tomorrow if any wrong purchase order is gone or something like that, then the person who is auditor or the person who is going through the purchase order, what he will do is he will check the purchasing group, check the details of your call, like the phone number and mail ID and everything, and then will be contacted, like the person will be contacting you to understand why this purchase order was raised. Okay. So now this is something theoretically we understood. Now we are going to go into the system to understand how are we going to create all of these different entities. But before we start, let me tell you the client and company code. These two are the part that are created by FI people. We right now are creating it because so that we have the whole structure ready with us. So we are just going to copy from the default one. So in SAP, the default uh, purchasing organization plant and everything is 1000. So we are just going to copy the client and company code from them so that our work gets easier and we are able to do the other MM related transactions. Okay, so let us start. First is client. So we are going to create a client. Now for creating a client, now I hope everyone knows the GUI of SAP. So now the T code that we are going to use is SPRO. And then we go to SAP reference IMG. After that, if you see, there are many options available here for configuration. Okay, SPRO is itself used for configurations. Okay, so whenever you go inside, you will find many options out of which what you are going to select is the enterprise structure. When you drop down the list, you'll find again there are definition, assignment, and consistency check. So we are going to go in the definitions. So in definitions also, if you see, it is written financial accounting. So it itself says that we are not responsible. We as MM are not responsible to create anything related to financial accounting and controlling. Okay. So now we open the drop down and we click on define company. Now, defining a company is easy. We are not, there are no configurations related to company. Okay. The main configurations that are connected are to company code. Okay. So now we are going to simply create a company. Now here I will create a company called Divya and then I'll give the name, street, postal code, country. Now only these many details will be required to create a client, that is a company. Okay, so now I will save this. Now see, we will go to company code, edit, copy, delete, check company code. So we are going to go in it. And if you see, there are two different options available. So mostly we use copy, delete, check company code because we want to copy all the GL accounts, profit sensors, and everything of the existing one. So we are going to use the copy, delete, check company code. Now, when I go inside, you see this kind of blank page, and there are options available here. So the option that you are going to select is the second option, that is copy org object. You click on it, then you give the from company code, like from which company are you going to copy. So I would say 1000, and to which company code, like which company code do you want to create? A new company code. So I would say div1 or div2. Okay. And then I click on continue. Now, when I click on continue, it asks me this question. Only copy the GL accounts if you want to allocate the same charts of accounts to the target company code as to source company code. Do you want to copy GL account company code data? We say yes, because we want that. Because FI related transactions we don't know, right? So, to avoid any errors, future errors related to FI, we are going to copy everything. Then we see what it says. Reference company code has local currency EUR, that is euros. If you allocate a different local currency to target company code, GL accounts with currency euro are also changed. Do you want to allocate a different local currency to target company? We say no. Then we click on enter, enter. Now here is the catch. You don't copy any transport number range. Okay, why? Because there are many number ranges related to materials, number ranges related to the purchasing documents, and many more. So if you click on yes, then the system might get hung and you won't be able to continue your creation. So what we say is no. Okay, remember this particular dialog box. If you click on yes, then you will have to shut down your system and restart everything again. Then if you see, there is a prompt that will be coming. Now this prompt actually, uh, previously I forgot to tell you, but this is a prompt wherein you get the request number. Okay, now what is this request number? This is actually a customizing request. Now in right now we are working on sandbox, but when you start working in a live project, there are different systems created. So one is development, then quality, production, pre-production, and production. Wherein development system is something which is like like the one you are right now using, wherein you have all the authorizations. You do the customization changes, and then you move them to the next system, that is quality. Now moving, how are you going to move? So when you say suppose you want to travel from one location to another. So at that time, what happens is you take a means of transport. Now it might be a bus, it might be a train, it might be a car, it might be a scooty, anything. So this is called the means of transport. So in the same way, between SAP systems from development to quality, quality to pre-prod to production. So there is the means of transport here becomes a customization request. So this is the request that you will be creating, and just click on it. It will then take a bit of time to copy everything, and everything will get copied. It will ask this. You just click on enter. I guess div2 was already created, so it did not allow me to create it. So if you see, it says company code 1000 copied to div2. Click on enter. you will see that the selected object was 1000 and the completed activity says company code 1000 copied to DIV. Now we go back, go to edit company code data, search for your search for your company code that was created. So here I will change all the details. Whatever name I want, I'll give it. And then you see here the last option wherein you maintain the address. So mostly what you do is you go and change the address by I mean these details will be stored or created and defined by FIT. If at all you want to change anything here, you can go and change. So for now, I will just give the names whatever I want to. Give the time zone. Now here, see, the country code is IN that I knew, so I gave it directly. But if you don't know, you can just click on this window and select IN, that is India. Okay, and then same goes with the region. Region also, you go and check. Now for me, it is Maharashtra, so I selected Maharashtra. Then whatever mobile phone number you want to give, you can give and click on enter and just save this. After that, you go to the controlling data wherein you say maintain controlling data, new entries, and then you click on this controlling area is equal to company code. And here you give the company code. Everything will be copied except this. So here if you see assignment control, it is saying company code is equal to controlling area you are saying. So what do you want it as? Same as company code or cross company code cost accounting? So for now we say controlling area same as company code. We click on it and then if you see here the currency type gets directly fetched wherein it says company code currency. Currency euro, INT. Now you don't need to go more detailed view in this because this is only for us to continue our different purchasing related or MM related part configuration. We are going to do this. So you just click on save and go back. After this, you go to logistics general wherein you are going to create the plant. Again here you are going to copy delete check plant. You're going to copy everything related to plant. Thousand DIV. You know, so div2 is created now. Now we will go to define plant. Here you will search for DIV2 and just double click it. Go and change the details here. Now you click on this address and here you give the address that you want to. Then you change the language, give the number, remove the extension, and just click on enter. Okay, and then just save this. Now the plant is created. Okay, and after that you go to materials management, wherein you are going to create storage location and purchasing organization. So you give here the plant. Now if you see everything and like every storage location from 1000 plant was copied because we copied 1000 plant to our plant. So now if you want to create a new plant, you can just click on new entries, give the number that you want to create, and I say the material. Okay. And then what I do is I just select this and go to address of storage location. Now what happens is if you have a storage location, suppose the storage location is too big, okay? So in that case, what we do is we have different sections created. As in, we say that first section, I mean, the storage location is one. Like if I say Pune, so I say Pune is one storage location. Now Pune is one storage location, so I have to give different addresses, right? That those now in Pune, if say I suppose I say that in PCMC there is one address of the same storage location, and in Pune there is a PNC there is one so address of the same storage location. So we have to give different addresses. So tomorrow, if I want to buy something to procure something from the vendor and bring it to the location, I will have to choose the addresses that I give. So accordingly, you can give the address here. So it is not mandatory, even if you don't give. Ideally, there are this case that I told you. Practically, it is not uh, there in the system. Like it is not practically possible. So we have different storage locations created, and the same storage location we can create the address and give it. Okay, so that becomes the delivery address. Now, let me create one address for this. We click on new entries, give the number here, and then you give the now save it. After saving, you go back, and now you are going to create the purchasing organization. Now, purchasing organization, you simply create the purchasing organization.
Here we only create the purchasing organization, nothing is maintained there. Okay. Now the next step is creation of purchasing group. So purchasing group will be seen in the materials management as it is an independent entity. So we will be going into materials management, and inside that we will be going into purchasing. And from purchasing we'll be going to create purchasing groups. Just a moment. Yes, here it is. So we'll be creating a purchasing group. Here also we'll be providing the entity code and the name, I mean the description, telephone number if any, fax number if any, and the email address. Okay, all of these stuff will be added here. So this is it, and after that we'll be saving it. So this is it about all the definition of organizational structure. Now, in the upcoming session, we'll be actually going forward and looking into assignments of all these organizational structures. So, stay tuned. If you like my video, please like, share, and subscribe. And do press the bell icon for the further updates. This along with this playlist, we'll also be I'll be also creating some short videos related to interview cracking and how to get a interview uh, call and everything. So stay tuned. Bye guys.